Hello, welcome to my new YouTube channel. Garage of Slot Cars. Just an old guy. It's a hobby after work, after hours, in my spare time. Nothing super extravagant, but I have fun with it. And I enjoy watching a lot of other YouTube videos about it myself. So I just thought I would add another one. So this won't be anything too serious. One of my kids, Mara, is going to be helping with video editing. You know, didn't want to learn another new hobby, video editing. But anyway, just a little background on the first video. I started this about 2 years ago. I was bored, and I used to enjoy little HO Tyco 440X2 slot cars as a kid growing up, and thought about maybe getting back into it. When I got on the internet, started doing a little research, I was really surprised to see how far the hobby has come. Digitalization that you can add virtual pit stops and tire changes and running out of fuel, and being able to switch lanes, run 6 cars on a 2-lane track, apps you can run on your television. I was intrigued, so bought a little starter set and enjoyed myself, so I dove in. I built a 8-foot by 16-foot table out in the garage. The current track's about 70 foot long. Went through several changes and learning curves out there. But I enjoy it. Currently racing non-magnet. I have about 40 of my cars without the magnets in them. I have about 90 cars total. So I'm going through them, removing all the magnets. When I started, the traction magnets really helped, and I kept reading. Others had been in the hobby, were racing non-magnets, and they'd never go back. So I took the magnets out of a couple cars back when I first started, and I did a few laps, and I'll be honest, I thought, this is slow, and I didn't enjoy it. So I kind of put it off out of my mind. Well, my first layout, I'll insert a picture here. It was all Route 1 turns, which is the tightest turn Carrera makes. My track is a Carrera Digital. I race, right now, I pretty much race Carrera cars, scalextric cars, Pioneer cars. Carrera doesn't have a lot of the Trans Am old Camaros, Mustangs, Chargers, which I really like. So that got me looking at scalextric and Pioneer, which do a great job with those type of cars. And they're the easiest ones to convert to Carrera Digital. They have chips that plug right in and enable them to work on my track. So I'll get in later some Revo slots and some other higher end cars, and there's some soldering involved in adding digital chips to those. So I've kind of put it off, and I've had fun with what I got. But anyway, off on the tangent there. I took my routes evolved into, I tried hairpin curves, banked corners, elevations, bit larger radius curves. Went through several layout changes, and I finally got to a real flowing track. Radius 4, large corners, flat. I took the banked corners out. A lot of the cars don't like them, and I found the quality of Carrera. Some of the rails aren't flat. Those banked corner pieces aren't the highest quality. So I stuck with the flat pieces, larger radius curves, added shoulders everywhere. And then I took the magnets out of a car one day, and with this layout, I loved it. You can fishtail around those large corners, do little burnouts around the corners, and the crashes are way less severe. When a magnet car lets go, it goes flying, flies off the table, hits the wall, crashes into my pit buildings and decapitates people. But it got pretty crazy. So when you take the magnets out, the cars just kind of de-slot and sit there, and so it's not going to damage your cars. I found my track to be about twice as slow. My record was a Carrera Porsche. It was I forget what they're called, but it was one of the Porsches. The Porsches are real fast on Carrera with the magnets. I had a 4-second lap over a 70-foot long track, so it was moving. My current record right now is with the magnets out. We're running about 9-second laps, so it's cut the speed in half. But I find it to be more realistic. You can see the car going around the track better. My uncle stopped by. I'm sure there'll be guest appearances here. My son likes to stop by and race with me. My uncle comes by and races with me, and we'll throw some videos up when that happens. Make them do some guest appearances. But for the most part, I'm out there I do it for myself. The Carrera Digital allows you to race a ghost car, which is another thing I found. I left the magnets in the ghost car, so racing a ghost car with magnets in it, and with my car not having magnets, it's hard to beat that ghost car. So it's challenging, but I like that. So I do enjoy it. I can go out there by myself, fiddle around. I'll give you a tour of the track later out in the garage, but got Bluetooth stereo. I got the app on the TV. I have another TV out there I can watch, so I entertain myself out there a lot. But I really enjoy it. Future plans, I'd like to maybe add some lighting to the track. I don't know how deep I'll dive into the scenic. There's some places like Boone's Slot Car Garage, Boone's Slot Cars, I think it's called. Amazing, realistic job of scenery. Can't imagine the amount of time he puts into that stuff. I don't have that kind of time, so I enjoy driving the cars. And lately, without the magnets, I find it more realistic. Side-by-side racing. My uncle come by, we spend a lot of laps side-by-side, banging into each other's fenders. I'll insert a picture of one of the wrecks we had. I have a couple of Route 1 corners left in one of the corners on my layout, and that is where most of the wrecks happen still. The R1 corners are pretty tight. Tried to avoid them, but you do kind of sometimes need a slow down area, and otherwise you'll get bored. If it's just full speed around the track all the time, it could get dull. But anyway, that's about. I'll do some. I order new cars all the time. I got like 10 Carreras on order from last March. They put out their catalog for new cars for the year, which I think they're behind. China's locked down again, COVID, and they're having trouble. Supplier issues, just like everybody else. Digital chip issues. So I'm sure those cars will start showing up. I've seen some of them overseas. They just haven't hit the American market yet. So I'll do some unboxing videos, show you the new cars. I'll do a video here soon. Like I said, I've got about 50 more cars left to pull the magnets out, so I'll walk you through that process. Carreras are heavily magneted. They have 2 magnets in them. I think the Pioneer cars also have 2 magnets, but they're definitely lighter magnets. The Carrera track's not full steel rails. They're stainless steel, so which helps being out in my garage. They don't corrode or rust up or anything, but they require a heavier magnet if you use magnets. So the Carrera cars really have a heavy-duty magnet in them, and they got 2 of them. So really changes characteristics of that car. Like I said, the Porsches, the Carrera DTMs, those had the track record when I was racing magnets. Those cars are super fast. 4-second laps on a 70-foot track, just flying around that track. And I've found as I've taken the magnets out, different cars are faster now. The Porsches are, as I'm pulling the magnets out, I'm running them on my app. I'll insert a picture here of my app of where those cars are falling, but the Porsches and stuff are down, and DTMs are down there a ways. And current track record without magnets is actually a Pioneer Legends car, a little short wheelbase car, which was one of the slower ones with magnets, really. Fun to drive still, torquey. but without magnets, they almost run as good as they still have the magnets in them, those two cars. So I'll insert some pictures here of my collection. I keep most of them inside in the cases. You'll see I'll put some pictures up if Mara will help me out there. I have no idea how to do that. I keep a lot of the Scalextric and Pioneer Trans Am type cars out in my pit garages. One is I really like the way the Camaros and the Mustangs and Chargers, how they look. So I keep those out there in the pit garage. I'll show you that. And plus those are just my go-to. If I just quickly run out, it's a nice day, I quickly run out in the garage just to do a few laps. Those are my go-to cars, really. Pull a couple of Camaros or Mustang out of the garage and buzz a few laps. And we'll insert a little video here. Tested a couple angles. Videoed some of my from on top. The camera sitting on top, down low by the track, on top of the table. Did a few laps with it up on a tripod. That's probably how I'll film most races. There'll be some experiments here with different camera angles of the track. I'll see what works best on the TV once I view it on the big screen. But anyway, I don't know how often these videos will be when I have time. Like I said, I still have a full-time job, so 10 hour plus days in the factory. So this is a hobby and a spare time. Not entering YouTube to make money or get 10 million views or anything. Just something I think I'd like to look back on 10 years from now. And I have some friends at work, some family that kind of interested in it. Maybe they'll dive in. Maybe someone else could build a big track and we can have a little race series, each other's track or something. That'd be nice. But, I anticipate maybe some guest appearances. My little brother Nick, he comes over and has some races sometimes. My nephew Landon, my uncle Ronnie, like I said. So maybe some of that in the future. But anyway, now let's, the magic of Mara's editing, we will go out to the garage and take a tour of the track. All right, back. Okay, I'm back out in the garage with a tour of the track. Start off here. I have a TV on the wall back here, connected to well, it's connected down here to my iPad tablet, and can film the I can show them track records. Old track record there, Porsche 917, 4.7 second laps. You know, a lot of the Porsches, DTMs, like I said, 4 and 5 second laps were track records with magnets. So we'll show you how much slower without the magnets. I've started a new record here. Current track record now is that Pioneer Legend, 7.96 seconds. So, you know, 3-4 seconds slower. And you can see some of the old school cars are actually faster than there's a Porsche, there's the old record holder. Only at 8.3 I can pull out of it with without the magnets. But anyway, my television will mirror that back here. So when you're racing, you see everything the iPad's going on. Keeps track of your laps, your races, who's winning, your times. If you're out of gas, pit stop. But anyway, here's the track. Like I said, 8 foot by 16 foot. I got a pit lane section here. Red Bull Bridge, pedestrian bridge. Got some trophy girls. Spoils to the winners, huh? Got inner pit lane here. Then I got pit garages. Pit lane crews ready to fuel you up. Change the tires.
We've got a Carrera wrecker tow truck
A lot of signage, bridges. I love it. Looks good. I went with the trigger type controllers and put holders up here. I just have 3. For the most part, it's me and another person racing. I've had 3 people racing. That's pretty hectic with 3 cars, actually. I don't think my track's actually big enough to race 5, 6 cars. It would there'd be a lot of stoppage, a lot of accidents, I think. But anyway, this is kind of the view from where you race. I've got some grandstands out here, some people watching. I've got a digital lap. Tells you what lap you're on. It's got a glare on it there. It tells you what lap you're on, what car's in first place, you know, as well as the TV's the main thing. And it'll make voice announcements. You know, Jeremy did a fastest lap. Jeremy needs to refuel. Things like that. Like I said, out here I keep a lot of the old Mustangs, some notchbacks, fastbacks, Chargers, Camaros. I really like the old, like I said, the old Mustangs. It's a good looking notchback there from Pioneer. That's a Pioneer car. Camaro, that's a Pioneer car. This is scalextric. Like I said, scalextric and Pioneer do a great job with the old American muscle car. You know, of course, whose track is complete without General Lee and the original Batmobile, right? That's a scalextric, and that's a Pioneer car. Actually, I've got 2 General Lees. One I race and one I keep pristine as a display there. Couple of, actually the scalextric Mustangs are old Boss Mustangs, fastbacks. Beautiful, right? And Pioneer does a good job with the notchbacks. So, you know, the Mustangs are beautiful cars. Got a couple of Volkswagen Bugs there. Hey, my first real car. I mean, I had a car before that, but my dad, he brought home a Beetle for me, a 1970 Beetle. No engine. We put an engine in it, front end under it. He made me do all the body work, got it in primer. My dad put a paint job on it. I ordered interior. Had a lot of fun in that car. So always got a special spot in my heart for Beetles. So got a couple of Volkswagen Beetles from scalextrics there to race. Uncle Ron calling right in the middle of my video. I'll call you back, Uncle. But this one's got some patina, some rust on it. But anyway, tour on down the track. You got the straightaway. Got a big route 4 corner here. Go across the back stretch. I have a lane changer track back there in the middle of that. Then we come down. This corner is where the wrecks happen. It's a combination of R1 and R2 corners. There's an R1 corner. It's tight. Comes out to a couple of R2s and goes back into R1. And right into right there, a serious R1 turn. That one gets you. Then you got another fast stretch back there. Another lane change track. The lane changers look like this. You can switch from either lane. Push of a button with digitalization. Hey, I got better at that word. We come across back there. Come across here, another big sweeper turn. You can get sideways on it with no magnets. Come around here, blast down the straightaway in front of the spectators, give them a thrill. Come around here, boom, back down the straightaway. And another lane change, a single lane change. So if you're on the inside lane, you can enter the pits. If you're on the outside lane, you can hit this lane changer, still enter the pits. So you can get from pit road from either lane. So future plans, a lot of people do a double lane in the pits. I've thought about that. But like I said, primarily I'm only racing one other person, and the crowded pits so far hasn't become an issue. So, like I said, I've thought about it. Will I do it? I don't know. Time will tell. Anyway, that's the track in the video for now. Like golf signage, DHL. Got some golf back here. We got some STP, some Michelin. We have some more Michelin up here. That's all I run on my cars, Michelin tires. Thank you. I got Champion, Pepsi. Anyway, speaking of tires, yes, that's another thing. Carrera especially. Carrera tires are they're crap. No other way around it. So almost all my cars have Paul Gauge urethane rear tires fitted to them. Scalextric, and they're sanded down. And all the Carrera do, most of the Scalextric. Now the outlier to that, the Pioneer tires, I find run pretty good still, and I like the labels. The Goodyear, this one's got the Hoosiers on it, so I left those. We got some generic Firehawk Indy 500s on that Charger, and of course we got the classic BF Goodrich's on the General Lee. So I've been leaving the stock tires sanded down, of course. They come with some little fake tread. I don't know if you can see that. That to focus. It's got some little fake tread on it, but you got to sand them flat. I got a new tire truer coming from Slot Car Corner this month. We'll definitely do a video on that. Right now I put some sandpaper down. I have a little truer stand, and I hold it up, give it gas, sand the tires this way. There used to be a Razor tire truer on the market, and it was a one-man show manufacturer, and he got out of business. So I was unable to get one. Anyway, Slot Car Corner's got a new one coming out, and I got it on pre-order. They said it should be coming out this month, where I'll take the axle out of this car, and it'll precisely sand those tires a little better. That'll be an interesting video. I'm actually looking forward to that one myself. We got the little 1/32 scale forklift here, hauling tires around the pits. But anyway, I'll insert a couple of laps here, camera angles I'm trying out of a couple different Camaros, doing some hanging the rear end out and sliding around the corners here, and I'll end this video. And until next time, this is Garage of Slot Cars.